It was a quiet Saturday morning when an elderly, black man named Mr. Harold Johnson walked into a downtown cafe, dressed in his worn brown coat and carrying his old leather briefcase. He was kind and soft-spoken, but the moment he stepped in, whispers filled the room. A group of young men sitting near the counter sneered, one muttering loud enough for everyone to hear, "He's probably lost." "This isn't his kind of place." Harold pretended not to hear and took a seat by the window. Moments later, the barista, clearly uncomfortable, asked him to leave, claiming they were closed for maintenance, but Harold calmly replied, "That's strange, I saw others being served." Before things could escalate, one of the young men stood up and pushed Harold's briefcase off the table. Papers spilled everywhere. At that very moment, police sirens wailed outside. SWAT vehicles suddenly surrounded the cafe, startling everyone inside. Officers stormed in, shouting commands and pointing weapons toward the windows. The entire cafe went silent. Confusion filled the air until one officer's voice echoed, "Where's the target?" Then Harold slowly stood up, raising his hands. "Gentlemen," he said firmly, his voice calm and commanding, "I'm the one you're looking for." Everyone froze. The barista dropped a cup. The rude young men looked pale. The SWAT leader blinked and lowered his weapon. "General Johnson?" he whispered in shock. The old man nodded. "Retired, yes, but I see. My name still opens a few doors," it turned out. Harold was not just any elderly man, he was a decorated former military commander who had once led international missions alongside federal agencies, including the same SWAT unit that now stood before him. The SWAT team immediately saluted, recognizing the legend before them. Harold looked around the cafe and said the 5 words that made them freeze completely. "Stand down." "They mean no harm." The officers obeyed instantly. Silence followed before Harold turned to the young men and said softly, "Respect costs nothing but earns everything." Word of the incident spread quickly, and the cafe owner later apologized publicly. Days later, a plaque appeared near the cafe window, honoring General Harold Johnson for his service and dignity. From that day on, everyone who entered that cafe remembered the moment a humble, black elder reminded the world of true strength and respect.